Even though Rogan apologized, this was strange. A lot of people were arguing sort of against his apology, saying that the N-word with context is totally fine for a white person to say. Black people are dealing with too much shit. No, look at how I was using it. No, dude, no one's got the time for that. Just stop saying it, or just be racist.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Just because something is a joke doesn't mean it can't be something else as well, because a joke can be racist.
Hey, stop that. That's racist.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Trevor Noah is having a rough go of it today, although not really, because it seems like hypocrisy is something that only gets pointed out to one side of the aisle, and there's never actually any repercussions similar to that in which they require of the person they are currently canceling. But it's our job to point it out when we see it. And Trevor Noah might be one of the biggest morons on TV, one of the least funny shows on TV, least watched, a pathetic end, a sad fate for The Daily Show, which was a mainstay watch for me for a very long time. And, you know, Trevor Noah somehow during the koofining decided that he wanted to really be super activist man and grow his hair out and have a bunch of hot takes about how other people are evil and say terrible things. Except, what if I told you that Trevor Noah has a little problem with that himself? Well, of course he does. Otherwise I wouldn't be making this video. Let's get right into it after a huge shout out from this video's sponsor. Huge shout out to this video's sponsor, Mech Arena. Okay, there's a lot of games out there right now, but this game really stands out. Mech Arena is a 5v5 mech battle that's casual and fun, but also just great to look at. I like it because I can invite literally anyone to come play with me, and it's super customizable. Mech Arena just released an amazing pilots feature with 12 completely unique pilots to choose from. Pilots add a whole new depth level of strategy as well as gameplay variety. Collect rare, epic, and legendary pilots, then pair your pilots with any mech in the game. You can customize your pilots to build out pilots that fit your personality, your playstyle, and your mechs. Collect rare, epic, and legendary pilots, then pair your pilots with any mech in the game. Discover new combinations and tactics to outsmart and outplay your opponents. And remember, I have an exclusive skin called No Quarter. Mech Arena is completely free to play on Android and iOS right now, and you can use my personal link or just use the QR code to get the exclusive No Quarter skin, 350 A-coins, and 50,000 credits to help kickstart your game. All you have to do is install, unlock Paragon, and you'll have an exclusive skin nobody else will ever get. And if you're quick, you can add me to your friends list and we can play some matches together. So don't wait around. Use my link in the description or the pinned comment down below and give the game a try. I'm sure you'll love it. Now, of course, Trevor Noah went on in front of his 11 viewers the other night and said that Joe Rogan's apology wasn't good enough, which is exactly what we're talking about all the time with the never apologize mantra. It's not exactly that, you know, I don't think anybody ever deserves an apology, because that's really up to you. I mean, certainly we as a general collective can decide that, hey, that was kind of messed up, you should probably apologize. I mean, I see it all the time. You know, people get a little heated, and then, you know, between a couple of your friends, maybe you're having some beverages, and, you know, you're like, bro, you know, like, you know, that was kind of messed up, dude. Like, you went a little too far. And then they'll say, oh yeah, probably. And then they go apologize. That's how men handle it. I don't really have any idea how women handle it. I assume they just bottle it all up and then subtly make sarcastic, sniping remarks at the other woman for the rest of their life until they feel vindicated. I'm not exactly sure. But Trevor Noah came out to say that Joe Rogan's apology just wasn't good enough. Shocking, right? If there's ever a video of you saying the word that many times, Noah said in his Monday monologue, you better pray one of two things. You're either black or you're dead. Because the worst thing they can do is take your the worst thing they can do is take your statue down and move it into a museum. Rogan said in his apology that the compilation was the most regretful, shameful thing he'd ever had to talk about. He said the clips were taken out of context and he hadn't actually said the word in many years. Noah focused on the Planet of the Apes remarks, which, again, that is likely the spiciest of them. Now, you kind of get where he was going. You know, a bunch of white guys show up in a black neighborhood. But the comparing, black people to apes is that is a dangerous road to go down, even if he didn't mean it in a literal sense. Didn't it get, I think it got, isn't that what got Roseanne fired? This is obviously not a good thing. And it shouldn't be said. It's not okay. But we don't really know if he meant it in like this evil way or if he was just kind of like, hey, I don't know. I guess he apologized for it. I can't really know what was in his heart. We walked into the Planet of the Apes. We walked into Africa. He said it was in the clip. Noah labeled the comment OG isms, racism, that the video's so bad it actually made me miss the N-word. Rogan addressed these remarks in his apology, trying to make the story entertaining. We got out and I was like, hey, we're in Africa. Like, we're in Planet of the Apes. I mean, Planet of the Apes didn't happen in Africa, but I mean, I get what he was saying, but yeah, not cool. But again, do I think he has hate in his heart? No. Do I think he has a problem with black people? No. People close to him also say that this just simply isn't true. There have been plenty of prominent black folks who have spoken out who know him that say this isn't true. I did not, nor would I ever say that black people are apes, but it sure the F sounded like that. And I immediately afterwards said, that's a racist thing to say. Noah went on his apology, telling his audience, I'm not going to lie, I have a few issues with this part of the video. Shocking, you have an issue with an apology? First of all, he says he would never say black people are apes, but he said that. It's literally, I gotta say, like, it's literally what he said. If you walked into a black place and it was Planet of the Apes, then you've said that. You did say that. Okay, fine. He says he didn't mean anything by it. Only he knows, not Trevor Noah. By the way, who Joe Rogan has backed. And of course, Rogan deleted all the episodes. He added my sincere and humble apologies. I wish there was more I could say. This is the thing. When somebody says that, right, it has to be over. When somebody gives you a sincere apology, or what at least is reasonably sincere, it has to be over. But that's not what they want. They didn't want an apology from Joe Rogan. They want him completely erased. Make no mistake about it. Joe Rogan's audience is orders of magnitude larger than any one of the critics that are currently having a meltdown over him. Is it all exclusively jealousy? No, I don't think so. I think that there probably are some people who are genuinely upset about it, but their numbers pale in comparison to the people who are standing on him and saying, using it to prop themselves up, using, a bunch of white people using black people to achieve their goal. Also you see Piers Morgan. It says, when Joe Rogan says I wasn't being racist, I was just being entertaining. No, Joe, I think you were using racism to be entertaining. Okay. Reminder, Trevor Noah told a very offensive joke about Aboriginal women for, quote, entertainment, and has never admitted that they were racist, nor, unlike Joe Rogan, apologized. Oops. Oops. Now, he has said, I don't have time to figure out. He says, Trevor Noah says something like, I don't have time to figure out. I forget exactly what the quote is. If I go here to Trevor's trend, I know, I think it's part of his monologue. I don't watch his garbage show. But people are throwing that back in his face, saying, Trevor Noah, I don't have time to figure out if you are or are not an anti-Semite. So I just assume from your jokes that you are. Pointing out expertly that Trevor Noah has a long history of making jokes about Jewish people And by his own logic, he must also be one of these evil things, right? Trevor Noah criticizes anti-Semitic due to Twitter history. The Just Named Daily Show host is already facing backlash. People like him don't actually face backlash because they're on the right side of things. Messier gets the ball and real players try to foul him, but Messier don't go down that easy, just like Jewish chicks. Ha 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 ha. I don't know, I've been with the same girl since high school, I guess I wouldn't know. Almost bumped a Jewish kid crossing the road, but he didn't look before crossing, but I still would have felt so bad in my German car. Ha 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 ha. Oh, the Holocaust. Ha 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 ha. Behind every successful rap billionaire is a double as rich Jewish man. Beats by Dreidel. Looking at how successful the Kardashian women are, I don't blame Bruce Jenner at all, making a joke about being trans. Oh yeah, The Weeknd. People are going to get hammered and think that they look good. Fat chicks everywhere. I'm watching Olympic women's hockey. It's like Les Prawn without the prawn. A hot white woman with a rear is like a unicorn. Even if you do see one, you'll probably never get to ride it. Now, I don't care that he made these jokes. South Africans know how to recycle like Israel knows how to be peaceful. Ha 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 ha. I mean, again, interesting that white comics make offensive jokes and are celebrated or tolerated, but Trevor Noah, well, that's not acceptable. Again, these are people defending him. Again, pointing out, I don't have a problem with the things he said. They may even have registered as funny at the time. But he's the one who's using jokes about other races as entertainment. So by his own logic, by his own ownage of Joe Rogan, then he has some serious explaining to do, doesn't he? Doesn't he? He doesn't want to take the time to actually figure it out. He's just going to go there and call him all these terrible things. Why? Because he's just doing what they tell him, I'm sure. Hope you enjoyed this video. Trevor Noah remains one of the biggest losers who somehow is super rich. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.